Dad enters the room.
Morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope maybe, the next time you roll that, you get, I don't know, maybe not a 1. It's probably not going to be here, but it's going to be something. It's going to be something. I'll tell you that. Nasty Triangle. Benedict. Krukul. I hope you're all having a good day. A D100? Damn. I don't think my bot can support that. It's supposed to be built into Stream Elements as a default. Yeah, I probably disabled that a long time ago. Okay. Welcome in, Inks Cheetle.
Look around you.
I mean, we can certainly re-enable a role. I just kind of originally, when I was playing around with Stream Elements bot, thought that it would be Gamba is what everyone would want to use. So I just, got rid of the rest of the games and focused on that. And here we are. No one Gambas. Some people Gamba. I won't say no one Gambas. Everyone forgets that Gamba is there. Let me put it that way. Modules.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Welcome in, AI Snake. You want to use gamble. Exclamation mark gamble. Where's the roll? I don't see a roll. Maybe that's a Nightbot thing? I actually have a lot of these enabled. That was a whole bean redeem, AI Snake. But that's why no one gambles. Yeah, you can also you can gamble. Oh, hi kitty. You can gamble bean redeem. Exclamation mark bean redeem. It's in the title. Come here. Yeah, come on. Come on. There we go. Someone did it.
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Welcome in, Kolshi. Hope you're doing well. You just lost a whole bean redeemed there, too. Yeah, it's no gazebo cat, but it's a cat. And then she left. But it's still here. Just not on my lap. Does Kitty do Bean Boozled too? Definitely not. Huh. Well, that didn't work. All right, let's see what we get. Great way to start the day. An old bandage. The worst. Thank you for redeeming a beaming. Ixichito. Oh. Yeah, I don't know why Oh, cat, you're on my headphones. You're on my headphones. Well, you're right, Kolshi. It probably would be when you've had this bean since January. I've hit it a lot. At this point, I don't really enjoy it, but there's a Stockholm syndrome to it, to this flavor. It's familiar. I'm not saying I love it. I'm just saying it doesn't hit as hard as it used to. And that's why I'm thinking once we get rid of these beans, the beans are done. I think the beans are no longer effective to me anymore. I wouldn't say I'm acquiring the taste. I'm just saying it doesn't bother me as much. It's still awful. Emote. Nice. Look at that. Well, I guess we just gotta play Baldur's Gate now. What am I doing with my life, even? Like, we got D rolls now. And now, to be clear, Kolshi, I know you're probably really excited about that because you play a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. But I'm not talking about playing Baldur's Gate 3, okay? I'm talking about playing Baldur's Gate 1. So you might not be as excited about that one. Or maybe you are. I don't know. I really enjoyed playing Fallout 1. So, you know, I'd be down to do something like Baldur's Gate or Baldur's Gate 2. I'm pretty sure I have a lot of these that I've acquired over the years because I click on free games all the time. Let me check. Ooh, it's really struggling to just open up. Hold on, there we go. I'm pretty sure that I have it. I want to double check before I just fully commit here. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. Probably started after Thanksgiving. American Thanksgiving. Welcome in, Lazy Uncle. I hope you're doing well, bud. You enjoyed Fallout 3, 4, New Vegas. Did not like 76. I watched your stream. I watched your one stream. I don't blame you, AI Snake. You know what I would recommend since you have Fallout 4? Get Fallout London. That's pretty good. It's a Fallout 4 mod that takes place in London. Called in sick today. Forgot about it all being Farm Sim 24 release day. What a happy coincidence. Nice. That's exciting, Benedict. I hope you enjoy. Okay. Emote. Well, we're dead, but apparently my GeForce Game Ready driver is available. Thanks for letting me know, NVIDIA. I don't know. 76 looks kind of interesting because of its setting. 76 also looks less interesting because of the multiplayer aspect. And I feel like it's really the least... It's the last game I want to play. And then there's plenty of other Fallout games I want to play before I play 76. So that's probably going to preempt me from ever playing 76, because by the time I get around to playing 76, they're going to shut it down next year. Now, that being said, I did pick it up for free, so I could just install it right now. But I just have no interest in playing it right now. There's so much other stuff I want to play. Like Fallout 4, or Fallout 3, or Fallout 2, or Fallout New Vegas. Too late. Fallout 3 should be my next one? No, I'm gonna Fallout 2 if I'd play a Fallout next. I've heard that's like one of the most fucked up ones. And I'm interested why it's so fucked up. Look at them conforming to the times. Adapting. That's cool, Nasty Triangle. But yeah, 3 looks awesome. Don't get me wrong. It's been the game that got me into the series in the first place. And I never played. Okay. Because I skipped out on the Xbox 360 generation. I didn't have a PS3. I didn't have an Xbox 360. So any games from those two consoles, it's a long list of games, I never really played. I played like one. And so I've appreciated whenever I get a game from that era that I can play on PC. 4 is better. I mean, I highly recommend, if you like 4, if you enjoyed 4, play London. Because I really was enjoying that. It just kept crashing my computer on stream. It was going to be the next Fallout game that I played, but yeah, if you can play Fallout 4 on PC, play London. If you can't play it on PC, I don't think it's worth the purchase on its own necessarily, but if you can, like if you bought it for PC instead of for a console, then yeah, I think that's the way to go. And I'm not faulting you if you bought it on console. Totally valid way to play one of those games. You actually do have 4 installed on your PC? Well, then go to GOG and install London. It's free. It's free, and it's going to take you a while probably to download, you know, because it's GOG servers. It's not a Steam server, and it's like a 40 gigabyte mod. So it's actually quite a lot. It's not the kind of thing you want to uninstall willy-nilly. Did they fix the thing where you need to downgrade the base game? I don't believe so. I don't believe that they can. So if you bought it on Epic, I think that's a problem. But But yeah, I don't think they're working to fix that anytime soon either. Well, the thing is that it took them like 4 years to make this. So, you know, they developed for one version of the game. So they need to remod a bunch of things to make it work for current version. And when they released, they had a ton of bugs, so they were working on those more than worrying about getting, you know, like they wanted the game to work. Obviously, that's a higher priority than getting everyone to be able to play it. Emote. Because, you know, Bethesda made a decision to update a game multiple years after it was released. So yeah, it would be a ton of work to update their mod further. I think it's a fair way to go for a mod team, right? I think, you know, if this was a company, it would be a different story. Welcome in, Plasma Snake. I hope you're doing well, bud. You gonna submit us a Lion King speedrun pretty soon here? You gonna become the greatest Lion King speedrunner in the world, and we'll have a Summoning Salt documentary about the Great Plasma Snake and how he wants to be the very best. The best there ever was. I'm sorry, I don't remember the Lion King lyrics very well. It's been too long. You want it to be 30 minutes from now so you can go to the dispo? I mean, you can go to the dispo at any time. Like, I know that it's fun to watch things live on Twitch. But, you know, if something matters to you, it's normally on a VOD. Go check it. I certainly do, but I understand a lot of people don't. Oh, you want it to be... I did not read that very well. You want it to be 30 minutes in the future. So you can go to the place when it's open. As opposed to going to the place when it's closed. Okay. Ugh. Okay. I only do stupid things. That's all I do around here. Nice. You know, it's real gaming. It's real gaming. Okay, let's do this, and then this, and nope. Why am I so bad at this today? I was doing better on Friday. Nice. That is a cost, for sure. Fallout 4 is massive. And then the mod is even bigger on top of that. You just wanted to benchmark it? I have no interest in playing that game. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, this is terrible. I hear that. When I first got this PC, I installed Tomb Raider. The new stuff. And ran it in Ultra, then I started streaming and it slowed to a halt. So I learned that way that I could not run everything I wanted at the highest settings. I was able to run it, you know, like you got to account for OBS. So now that's always in my head. You've actually played them all? I've never played them more than 5 minutes. I should do more of that, but I just never really did. I also never beat any of the Uncharted's. I got all of those on PS4 and never beat a single one of those. Yeah, I have Shadow and Tomb Raider. And Freedom. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well, bud. It's been a long time. It's good to see you. There was also Rise or so. Yeah, there's a third one. I just picked up whatever was free on Epic. On those. PS4 I paid for, but for the Uncharted games, but I never paid for the Tomb Raider stuff. That's good to hear, Freedom. Shadow was your least favorite? Yeah, I never even played that one. Because I haven't played the first one. So I have no idea what's going on in that series. I kind of want to, but I... Oh, come on. You never played Uncharted? They're, I mean, they're very similar to Tomb Raider. And, like, that gameplay loop is fun. I just haven't taken the time to do it. I was too busy at the time with Destiny when I was trying to play Tomb Raider. And then has awkward QuickTime events? I mean, I just kind of expect that with those types of games now. And that's why I'm not exactly excited to play those on PC specifically. They feel, you know, QuickTime events feel very console. Because you have all of the controls at your fingertips. Whereas you may, you know, have your hands completely off the keyboard when a QuickTime event happens and not know, you know, key in time or whatever the hell. Welcome in, Gooch.
I don't know what any of this shit is, and I'm fucking scared.
Second step backwards. I mean, this certainly feels like I'm taking many steps backwards. You're right. You're right, Alyssa. Welcome in. Did I beat Kyuter? I did. I did not particularly like the boss, though. So, there might have been some save states. I mean, like, it's very long. What the heck is a skibbity toilet? It's not that I'm not a fan of it. Like, it even has French vanilla status in my head because that boss fight is basically just Super Mario Land. That's just not the experience I'm looking for when I'm playing Kaizo Mario World. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Kiddo put something in the wall. That was fun to deal with. Welcome in, Slop. You get 2 hits every time. I knew about the pink heart, but you get 2 hits. Like, you get 2 hits and then he goes away, and then you get 2 hits and he goes away. So it's really 10 hits if you're doing it right, is what you're saying? That really changes the fight. Oh, you get 2 hits. Yeah, you get 2 hits. I definitely experienced that a lot. But yeah, like the concept's good. And I mean it's basically French vanilla. 'Cause it's Super Mario Land. It's literally just Super Mario Land fight, boss fight, put into the Super Mario World engine. A lot of the same mechanics. Physics feels very similar, that sort of thing. Let's just stop you from having to wait to die. Yeah, I think that wasn't the problem. It was just my general impatience by that point. Just like this. I'm much more patient when I'm playing Mario than when I'm not platforming, is where it boils down to. Because, like, when I'm playing this, for example, I'll die a million times if I need to. But I know eventually if I throw enough time at it, I'll beat it. Damn it. But as soon as I start, like, going too far away from basic platforming, that's when I'm like, ooh, this got spicy real quick. I don't know what I'm doing here anymore. And I lose a lot of my patience a lot faster. It's funny how that works out. Well, this is a hell of a jump that I haven't been able to come close to. But yeah, I really, really liked the final level of Cuter. And from what I've seen of Cute as Shell, it looks like it might even be easier. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Ah, successful jump, unsuccessful landing. It's certainly today's PB. I don't remember if I actually got further than that jump in the past, but I haven't gotten much further either way. So we're either matching or we're PBing right there. Hmm. Thank you, Plasma. Yeah, you pretty much just gotta let go jump immediately. And then landing back on this Eerie is just a whole extra complication to that jump. Nice. I didn't hold jump. My bad. That's okay. Okay.
You better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
It's Monday. Well, welcome, Rec. I hope you're having a safe Monday. Had some safe travels today. Don't mind the marble grinder. Should really just stream it, Rec. At this point, you know, I don't get enough content from you or Mr. Monops. I'd tune in. If you guys are just gonna play marbles, like, you know, I'd do a little exclamation mark play. Be the change you want to see in the world. And also you're playing, so, you know. Be the marbles, man. Okay. Damn it. Okay. This is good. This is good. Yep. It's great. It's the best. It's clearly the best. Clearly the best way to go about this. What I'm doing right now clearly doesn't hit the ghost half the time. Yep. I'm missing that ghost all the time, every time. You know it. You know it. It's true. That is funny. Yes, triangle. Yeah, and apparently you can do exclamation mark roll now. Benedict threw that one for us. So that's a fun little setup. The AI thing. Well, welcome in, Gray. That's very kind of you to gigantify that emote. Because that's exactly how I'm feeling right now. That's normal. That's normal here. Very, very normal. Yep, there we go. Just toss a little bits on the bucket there. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day. There it is. You didn't think it got added? I thought he got it. Is it? No. It's just roll 20. Got it. It only works for 20s. Ah, there you go. Still requires an integer, but yeah, that works. Cool. Yeah, it might be. You can't, it's a Stream Elements thing, so you can't hit it all the time. Gamble does the same thing, Stream Elements rate limits itself so that it's not just pelting Twitch with chats. Absolutely robbed a second time. Gooch, you're a lucky guy. I guess you should exclamation mark gamble. See what you get. Hey, you got some bean juice there. Look at that. Sometimes you lose, though. You know, that's gambling. It wouldn't be gambling if you didn't gamble and lose. That would just be called solid investing if you never lost, right? You think my gamble's pretty rigged? I think so too. Got to see some fighter jets take off and land yesterday. Oh, that's cool. Okay. You don't understand how I'm intended to do this, but you think I'm doing it wrong? Well, I'm not even at the part that's hard yet. I'm just struggling through the part that's easy right now. Nice. Here we go. This is the hard part, right there. But yeah, we got a new PNG tuber mode. If you guys are interested in doing that. I don't know if you guys even care about that kind of thing. Looks fine to you. Oh yeah, AI Snake, you already beat this. Courtesy of ChatGPT. Maybe I should put that on the images. Just ChatGPT. I'm thinking if you guys want, I could turn it up. If you ultimately think that that's better, if you guys keep redeeming it, I will. And if you guys don't, then I'll just leave it how it is. Turn up the time. It's only 30 seconds right now that you get PNG Tuber Jack. And then I'm back. Thank you for saving the game, Reku Fox. Here, let's see what we can do about saving the game. Scuffed AI PNG tuber. That's the idea. That's the goal. Thanks, Rek. You are always doing your part. You think the hack PNG is broken? Didn't notice any difference? Working as intended. Yeah, I think that's exactly how that's supposed to look. Basically the same. Pretty much. Yeah, exactly, Nasty Triangle. It's a spitting image. I could spit on that image. And you wouldn't notice the difference. It'd be just as shiny. It's just like when you're watching something on the TV and you give it a little spit shot. You know? Boom. I'm surprised it gave you one where the mouth was open so willingly. But I guess you can probably make AI do whatever you want. The PNG may use more mustache wax. That's the secret right there. is all natural. Okay. It's totally the right vibe. Yep, exactly. It's basically me, you know? I never set up the other half of that bit. So that actually makes it harder for me, but it's fine. You think they would ask that question, or do you think they would just ask, what's the difference? Okay. Well, this has been great. Just missing everything. Like, I get it's a hard maneuver, and I'm going to miss it a lot, but it sucks that it's taking me so long to get to the hard maneuver. And I'm dying on really simple stuff. Yeah, pretty much, Nasty Triangle. Pretty much. That's, such a vibe. Thank you, Nasty Triangle. I really do appreciate coming in clutch. And Ixacheetle also coming in clutch. You really can't be late for that, is what I'm learning. Okay. I wonder, did this get debuffed? Or, yes, nerfed. Like, I feel like if I spend most of today doing this, I should just switch over to the other version. Yeah, I do. I really do. But if I can't, if I'm not up to that skill level, then I'm not up to that skill level, right? Like, this is a hack that's designed for a player in my place. Like, it's that sweet spot where it's a little hard for me, but, you learn some tricks and you feel a lot better about where you're going to be by the time you finish it when you try to attempt an intermediate hack. That's kind of where I'm at. And every time I've poked into someone else's stream who's streaming it, I'm like, dang, Light and Sayla put in a ton of visual work that I'm not seeing right now, and I really want to see what they did. But I also want to experience that as part of my experience rather than going and looking it all up and watching someone's full playthrough right now. This looks crazy difficult for a beginner hack. Well, it's supposed to be your first step forward into intermediate. So, like, the last beginner hack you'll ever play. Beginner doesn't mean shit anymore. I can understand your opinion on that, Cat. After all, we have Super Moo World, which is like a total, like, low-hanging fruit beginner hack that has one level that just doesn't fit. And that's been around for years now. But, like, this is the kind of hack that's really tickling me and makes me want to play the whole thing multiple times to get better. Prickly Goo was also very difficult for a beginner hack. Just the first 2 levels. Then everything else was really easy. Surely. Surely. Really? Interesting. Huh. I didn't even notice that. Prickly was basically intermediate in your opinion. The only justification you have is that the levels are extremely short compared to intermediate hacks. Okay. The only thing you thought was hard at all in Prickly your first time playing it was the first level? I mean, if that's the way you guys feel, it certainly makes me feel better about how much time I spend in that hack. But it was my 3rd ever hack. Is that the one with the obscenely tight Yoshi fly? I don't think there is a Yosh in a Yosh fly in Prickly. I think it's just there's a Yosh in the that was terrible. That's fair. Yeah, I was trying to do a Yoshi fly in Learning to Fly. And that was really hard. I didn't think it would be that hard, but oof. But, you know, I signed up for that. I was, like, you know, trying to learn Cape Tech a little bit more. So I knew there was going to be a point in that ROM where I would just have to stop. Like, I appreciate the tutorial hacks, but I find that they're a good intro. They're not a good teacher. This is a better teacher right here, you know, something that I just have to beat eventually. And I'm much more motivated to beat something like this than a tutorial. But, yeah, there is, in Prickly Goo, there's a Yoshi and a rope level. It gets a little confusing to read, and that's level 2. So I think that might be probably one of the most awkward parts for... Oh, come on. Well, that's a PB, I think. That might be one of the most awkward parts for a beginner. And, like, Krukle needed a break. I needed multiple days to beat that level. And eventually Lash LaRue helped me figure out, like, hey, you know, you gotta hit this twice, because I was not hitting something twice. Ouch! Well, that's a full PB. That is a full-blown PB right there. That one hurt, though. Oh, that hurt the soul. That one really, really hurt the soul. That was no chicken noodle soup for the soul. That was spicy bulldog ramen for the soul. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's still pretty good for the soul, but I think it's better for the sinuses than the soul. But yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to beat all beginner hacks. To Cat's point, I'm gonna try and play them all. I'm just not committing to beating them all, and I know that sounds like a real weak take, but there's just some that I know already exist that I know I don't want to play at least to 100%. But I'm willing to try them all. to see if I'm right or wrong about those things, you know? Especially as I gain experience playing these things, because there's a lot to learn in these too. Okay. That's fine. Okay. But this one might be closer to intermediate. Putting that jump in there is pretty mean to a beginner. But I mean, you guys were also saying the jump in the second level was really mean, and I didn't really think it was that bad. Sure, I spent an hour on it, but once I learned it, I was like, oh, cool, that was a good level up moment. And I started hitting it regularly. You know? So, I think it a lot depends on what you're trying to get out of the game. I think hold on. This is the halfway? Yeah. That jump is hard to get right there. It took me an hour to really learn that the first time, and I'm still not getting it every time, right? This is not beginner, and it makes you mad. I only took an hour to beat it, though. Or to figure this part out, right? Like, I beat the second half of this level in one stream, which is a big deal for me. I normally take sometimes a week to beat a level, you know? I'm lucky if I can beat a level per stream. This is far beyond my first step. Okay. You're right. You know why? Because it's not supposed to be your first step into beginner. It's supposed to be your first step forward into intermediate, is the idea. So this is supposed to be like on the level of Orcus. You know, it's supposed to be one of the last beginner hacks you play before you start walking into intermediate hacks. So it's like right on the line of what's beginner, what's intermediate. That's the idea, at least. And Light told me that when he asked me, hey, you want to try this? And I was like, yeah. That beats the hell out of playing Agnathesia. I'm not ready for that yet. Wrong jump. That was smart. The skill gap between low beginner and this is just crazy to you? I mean, what's crazier to me is that there's such a wide gap between intermediate, right? that like Akogare and Invictus can exist in the same space, right? And those are kind of the beginning of intermediate and the end of intermediate. You don't think they're that far apart? Oh, come on. I'll let you know when I get there. Oops. Oh, so close. All right. Not fast enough. Oops. See, my consistency is just garbage. I wish I could just... Oh, okay. Wish I could just do things more consistently. Then I might be interested in like speedrunning regularly, but I'm nowhere near a consistent player and don't think that I'm gonna get there anytime soon. Okay, I'm getting better though. Oops. Oh. I really thought I had that. Oh. You have a hard time playing focus on one game? You want to play too many? You definitely do want to play a lot of games. And it kind of took streaming to focus me. And really, it took Flo McNasty World, ultimately, to really focus me into this game. And being like, I want to do this thing. I want to get better at this. The only way I'm going to get better at this is to keep playing it over and over and over again damn near every day that I can, right? The did I start over the playhouse hack? No. You know, this has an overworld, so I can just... Boom. I just wanted to, like, talk about that one jump. The Grand Poo World 2 jump, as a lot of people like to call it. Because ultimately I needed a break from that. Alright, let's... Okay. Way too big of a jump. Yeah, this might be an intermediate move, honestly. And I don't know if this made it into the final copy, or if it got nerfed, but it's a pretty rough trick. It's taking me quite a bit of time to get there every time that I needed to get it there. I'm not making it all the time. And I feel like the best position to be in with this is to spawn it even faster than I'm going right now, and I'm going as fast as I possibly can. The Boo Gate, yeah. And then back onto the Eerie. Like, just that whole setup is a lot. Because it's one thing to make a short jump. It's another to then accurately land on a moving target. I think that definitely adds to the difficulty there. Wow. Well, that's PB. Oh. That's really, really, really tight. Little tiny blue boo circle. But a lot of this, you know, like, I'm just not a good Mario reader, too. Like, I'm really, really bad at that. That's a skill I don't have. It's a skill that some people are better at than others. And it's a skill you also develop over time. And, you know, I've only been playing for so long. So, like, I'm not some blind race expert, that's for sure. you know? I don't think I'm ever gonna really get to a point where I'm gonna be doing blind stuff regularly. Okay. Damn. That's spicy. That's a very spicy hack. I can see where someone might be not willing to call this beginner anymore. I mean, like, I definitely left my opinions about level 4 in this hack, and things got changed. And I think that would have been a very, very hard level. If it had been left the way that it is in this one. And then I think, yeah, I don't know. I can see where that's a valid measurement of success. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just... I feel like there's better ways to do it. But I haven't figured it out yet, so, you know... I don't know. I've heard about this. I haven't really asked him about it a bunch, but I've heard about this. A lot of it comes from his time as Mario Maker creator, is my understanding. So that's pretty cool. Okay, this is a really, really interesting level. Because no matter how many times I play it, I'm still messing up on simple stuff. Unless it's not simple stuff. I don't know. Is it not simple stuff at this point? How simple are regrabs? They're ubiquitous across all levels of difficulty. Do we not factor them into difficulty anymore? They certainly wear my thumb down if I have to keep doing all these varied jumps. I know I'm doing full jumps at the beginning there. It's because I can't figure out any other way to do that. But then, as soon as we get right there, that's a tough maneuver. And right there, you need to do a regrab. And then a full jump. Oh. Okay. I don't know. Difficulty is just a hard thing to nail down too, right? Like, I don't think Prickly Goo is intermediate. I beat it as my third hack. I spent significantly less time than Flo McNasty World on it. There were parts in Flo McNasty World that very clearly screamed to me, this is intermediate. This is much harder than anything you've done before. One of those was, whatchamacallit, the ice level. The rope level was the thing that gave me the hardest time in Prickly Goo, and it wasn't even close. And after I beat that, I pretty much was just, it was all downhill in difficulty. I mean, okay, so yeah, I will say that the comparison of Akogare to Invictus isn't exactly the best example of what I was trying to come across, but I don't have a ton of experience in the intermediate category as far as what's the lowest example of difficulty in the intermediate category, and I was just trying to think, well, you know, that used to be the beginner hack. Before Quickie even came out, that was the lowest Kaizo difficulty. So it's possible that it sits somewhere in the middle to higher up in intermediate. I still think that Akogare is not the top of intermediate like I would consider Invictus, because Invictus to me is hard. It's, you know, Kaizo expert in my mind. But a lot of people say that is the version of this. Is that it's the last intermediate hack you play before you start going into expert stuff. And to that I can be like, okay, I guess I'll cede that point until I play it. Especially that Kamek fight is wild and very long in Invictus. But maybe it's not incredibly difficult so much as it's just gonna take you hours and hours and hours because you're gonna die to RNG some amount of that time. But also, Invictus is the first, like, big chocolate hack that we got, right? It changed the way that we viewed chocolate in the Kaizo Builder community. And it's paved a lot of the way to where Kaizo is today. I can completely understand that, Gooch. Get so much, huh? Yeah, the amount of chocolate in Invictus was a big part of the difficulty for a lot of people because it was really, for many, their first ever chocolate hack that they'd really dipped their toes into at the time. Also is the thing with that nasty triangle. And so many levels where your PvEs would be like half a block and you were learning about dying the whole time. I could totally see that. I mean, that's how I feel a lot of the time whenever I encounter chocolate that I don't know at all. Akogari has some of that. I mean, it's mostly vanilla. It even has vanilla music. Akogari is so old. It doesn't even have a bunch of custom music in it. Got to play more beginner stuff so you can just get the common setups. Trying to learn them in a hard... yeah. Some of that was referring to in-air movement, not chocolate. Ah, got it. Learn this 1,000 ways to be able to not be able to finish it. You know, how else are you going to encounter death by 1,000 cuts, Krukul? You know, Kaizo is just a bullfight where you're the bull and the creator is the matador. Gotta love working on a computer that's not even where you live. Just traffic warning on a road where you don't even know where that is. Thankfully, your company sent you a laptop which you use and don't have to remote in. Yeah, but as we get into more and more IP protection, you know, there's going to be more and more server-based stuff, right? Yeah. So it doesn't surprise me that Nasty Triangle is expected to work on some remote thing. sucks that it's less powerful. You would hope it's more powerful. After all, it's your workstation. What worked for you was finding the right hack that was just above your skill level and push through it. Yep, that's, I think, a lot of people's story ultimately. And that's why, you know, so many people start with something like Quickie 2 or Love Yourself or a lot of these beginner hacks, because it really does give a lot of people the confidence they need to push through the next hack. But then, you know, you run into a place where it's like, well, where do I go next? What is going to be the thing that excites me enough that I just push through it? It just starts working. I mean, you have incredible reads, Alyssa. So part of that I recognize as experience. The other part of that is just how good you probably have been for a long time at reading, is my guess. Said this before, but you lost a controller to Softring. He sacrificed him right into the ground. I know what you mean. This R button only works if I fully press it, whereas the L button works at a half press. I can just easily tap that one. It works sometimes. Then you did one of the Mario learning hacks, went Super Rio World, finished 5 levels, then ADHD Gaming took over. Understandable. Then Flow Quickie World, so you started that. Quickie was your first complete hack. It's a hard hack. But yeah, that's the important thing to remember here, is it's okay to like take a break from a hack, right? And come back to it too. And don't feel bad that you didn't complete something. I took a break from let's see, Moo World, that I'm still on. I took a break from, let's see, Cute Kaizo World, Quickie World this year. I took a long break from Quickie World, if we're counting that, because that's technically the first hack I ever beat or played. I took a break from Cindy World 2. I took several breaks from Flo McNasty World in order to beat it. And I think I took a break from Cuter too. I think I was in the middle of that. And then I went, okay, I gotta beat Flo McNasty World. You didn't try Kaizo at all until Flo did? It's fair too. It's totally fair. And I know, like, AI Snake got into a funk with Grand Poo World too, and needed to take a break from that. Which, you know, I've never beaten a Barb level, so I think it's pretty good to be able to beat one Barb level, let alone several. Or in the case of Alyssa, she's beaten multiple Barb hacks. Or Barb levels. Which is pretty damn cool. AI Snake already has 2 levels ready for Super Half Level World. Hell yeah. I've got half of mine to just give him half my level. Does that mean he gets a quarter of my level, or does that mean that he gets a quarter of my brain? I don't know. I'm not going to do the math on that one. But I will say, go play Kaizo Mario. But play the stuff that motivates you. Because I think that's important. Playing what motivates you is significantly better than taking something you're not enjoying and forcing it. I understand that there is, an aspect of pushing through that happens. But pushing through shouldn't look like losing a controller. Yeah, don't lose a controller. It's okay to take a break from a hack. Not just, a break from playing that day. I mean, like, full on, go beat something else. And I would say the hardest part is finding that something else when you're in that situation. It's been a couple of times where I've got a nice short list of hacks that I could go beat. And I'm just like, you know what? Maybe this other thing that I just heard of is better. And yeah, play some Noida. That's not frustrating at all. There's no frustration in living in the mines. Or, play some Dark Souls. That's not a frustrating game at all. Catpa. Still terrible at regrabs. But yeah, like I didn't really want to take a break from this, but I ultimately did just to take a break from everything that wasn't Flowing Nasty World. Because I really wanted to get that out of the way after a point. And I felt like very firmly at that point that the only way I was going to do that by the end of the year was if I started in October. And it turns out be way sooner than that, but than the end of the year. But that's shouldn't be the surprise. Right? It's actually a really good name. I like it. Yeah, apparently I did. It worked out, Krukle. Yeah, every level end is just an H. That'd be really funny also to have it be an H and then you go into a pipe and then you can't go back in the pipe. Because it's actually a new level. Make every orb a half orb. No, there's no no orbs. That would be that would be finishing finishing a level. There's no half. You're removing that suspension of disbelief that every level is just an H. You've got strict guidelines here, Krukle. I'm just making them up on the spot, but they're very strict. You have to follow the program, okay? Time to ramp the difficulty up to Kaizo 3. Yeah, just add a Bowser before the exit. There you go. Easy. That's gonna ramp the difficulty to no one ever wants to beat your hack. From beginner to no one ever wants to beat your hack, ever. 2-part ROM hack. Super half level world is the first half of the levels. The other other half level world has the second half of each level. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Imagine just half levels. And then you don't get to find out the end of the level till the next hack is released. Oh, sweet. Secret endings. Okay. Hmm. Not even close. All right. Hmm. Okay. I think my thumb's just getting tired. Thanks, Donk. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a good holiday, too. I know you guys said you got to enjoy the morning. That's the last time I talked to you. I hope, anyone who had to work yesterday, maybe you got a good dinner or something. And anyone who didn't have to work yesterday, that you had a good day. Are you serious? Wait, I missed it? Ah! God damn it. What'd you guys do? I got a new shout-out command, too. Oh, it's not auto-completing in there. Okay, alright. There's a strike against the new... There we go. A little Hollow Knight. Nice. And we got a 12-hour marathon this Saturday. Look at that. I added the title to the shout out. That way we actually know like what hack people are doing without when we get raided without having to ask. Because most people put that in their title. So yeah, everyone, go follow Reckless Donk. This Saturday is going to be a 12-hour stream. Apparently, they streamed for a long time yesterday. Well, yeah, especially in the Mario space, Super Mario World tells you almost nothing. If you're not aware of what that person's doing at this very moment, that tells you nothing, right? And I mean, there's not really a huge problem with that. It's just sometimes it's, you want to have a conversation with that person and they want to just end their stream and get out of there. That's kind of the whole point of raiding, is saying goodbye to your audience and saying, here's some more content. I gotta go. And I found that has happened to me a couple of times even. I try and hang out as much as I can, but, Ghosts and Goblins. Oh, cool. Just telling Vonnie that I think I figured out the devil's pattern on the last fight. Awesome. Hell yeah. That's exciting. I don't know. Do you guys feel like this is changing too fast? Like, between when I am speaking and when I'm not? Should I make it change slower? I wish it wasn't as abrupt as it is. But I guess, when you're PNG tubing, you typically have the exact same background or no background at all. And that's one part of it. You like the timing? Switching is pretty good? Okay, cool. I was playing around with it a little bit, but I think I went basically back to default after playing with it a bit. Because I think my bigger complaint is just they're not exactly the same background, and so it can be a little bit more of a jump to the eyes, but Yeah, exactly. A lot of people put a lot of other stuff in their PNG tubers anyway, so it's not so wild to have them jumping around a little bit, you know? Your talking state shakes. Yeah. I mean, you've got quite the transformation going on with that, and it's pretty cool. Your PNG tuber Redeem is one of the most unique PNG tubers, because you probably are the only one who's figured that out, too. You know I like it. Yeah, I mean, I really do. And everyone who's here, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Nasty Triangle has a similar Redeem, only his is better because it takes a picture of him and then proceeds to use them as PNG tubers. So he'll just do all kinds of wild faces to make them PNG move around. It's very fun. So go check out a Nasty Triangle stream. He normally streams on Thursdays, but sometimes he streams more than that. Here's another shout out. I know, it's crazy. Trying out Stinky Banana Ew by Mangravy. That is a wild name. We were live yesterday for a few hours ago. Man, I just can't take a day off. Without missing stuff. That's just kind of how it works around here, doesn't it? Sometimes. Stinky Black Banana Peel? Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen a couple of people playing that one. That was Hack of the Week last week or 2 weeks ago or something. I think Plasma played it too, right? Oh, hell yeah. 4 exits is huge. Played Wario's Woods for ages. Gosh, that's a blast from the past. It's been years since I've seen that. It has retro achievements. That's funny. That's funny. Get it, you know? If that's what motivates you to be a super retro gamer and not just a Mario Kaizo streamer, and get it. It's pretty cool. You were working on the less interesting ones? I mean, I've been achievement hunting in American Truck Simulator for a lot of the last, like, few months. It's been a lot of fun. But it is ultimately a very different experience than playing old games, I will say. Because I'm using it as more of a guidebook than anything else on what to do within the game, rather than using it as... because the game has no story, right? Sim. Because, like, with a puzzle game, I would just be playing a puzzle game. Nice. I mean, still, you know, if you find that's your fun way to play a puzzle game, hell yeah. Like, P-Cross got a little tired of me once they removed the thing that I worked really hard on for a long time. They removed that as a requirement, and it became an optional feature. The timer being a plus if you miss. You know, if you're speedrunning that game, it's completely different now than it was in the DS game. You much preferred the VS, almost switched to it, but felt obliged to play Mario instead. VS. VS. Oh, versus. Versus. Oh, got it. Sorry. Yeah, I think the biggest versus mode I ever really participated in was Super Puzzle Fighter. I guess to a certain extent the Tetris DS game too, but with Tetris DS I typically didn't want to do too much versus. It was normally my friends wanting to do versus. I just enjoyed playing that game straight up. No reason you couldn't gold that game? I mean, for sure. Most puzzle games, I'd imagine the achievements are going to be time investment more than anything. What's your favorite puzzle game of all time? You used to play it on your phone during breaks at work. That's awesome. See, instead of playing puzzle games on my phone, I'd play Pokemon. Those were good days, playing Pokemon Red on my phone. Early Android device. Old Froyo. Gingerbread era. Emulation still worked on Android. Well, I mean, it still does, but you know what I'm saying. It was a big novel thing back then. The only difficulty was you couldn't really play a lot of action games on the touchscreen, I found. That had me wanting buttons more. So I picked up Pokemon. So I was like, that is a game that you don't care how long your input takes. Those were the days playing Space Trader on your Palm Pilot. Yeah, I never had a PDA. I only ever had a flip phone until I finally got an Android device. I was pretty resistant to PDAs and also just was not willing to pay the money for those things. Because ultimately, like, I hardly even texted at the time. It wasn't until I got an Android device that I really started texting people regularly. Not saying I never used a T9, I did. I just didn't prefer to communicate that way. But yeah, I was very resistant. I probably didn't get an Android device until 2011 or 2012 maybe even. Not sure exactly when that happened. I think it was 11. It was like midway through 11. You know, iPhone was already well overpowering the market by that point. I think that's iPhone 4 or 5 by that point. Dang, Alyssa. Dang. That's crazy. That is wild to me. First time. I'm over here. How many hours into that? How many hours into that are we? And I totally cheesed the 47 hours. So your blind reads are insane. Like, your skill is well above me, obviously, but your blind reads are also really good to be pulling that kind of time your first time. You beat the boss without taking damage? Think that's her first run? I mean, maybe it's not. Second clear. Okay. But I know it's not something that she speedran, so I was like, might even be. Okay, there you go. All right. There you go. So you pretty much just skipped the step where you were like, I'm going to use this to, you know, get better at the game step. You know, you just were already good. Probably by the time that came out. But I mean, a lot of people do that. Nice, JD. I hope you're not hurting too much. And welcome in. The real key is in, you know, a couple of days when hopefully you start feeling better, too. No, I know. But, you know. You hope every session's a little bit of an improvement. That's all I'm saying, you know? Because physical therapy doesn't just get better immediately after 9 weeks. You know, it's gradual. You don't think you could have enough mental therapy at this point? I think a lot of people are feeling that way. But, you know, one thing to remember is that not all therapy is just talking it out. That's a helpful way for a lot of people. But, you know, just doing things that, you know, get your serotonin going. Those are good things, too. Those are therapy. Doing your hobbies, those are therapy. Damn. Well, it can be good to go to a therapist, Jamie. When you tell someone you want to drive your car into a big ass tree, they take that shit serious for some reason. Yeah, there's no such thing as being above the need for a therapist. There is certainly something about not being able to afford a therapist, though, in this country. But you don't have those thoughts anymore? That's good. That's good, JD. That was, you know, it's a scary thought, but, you know, sometimes that happens. Yeah, and the thing is that, like, group therapy, which is what a lot of insurances will cover, is not as effective. Because first off, not all the time is spent on you, right? But okay. Yeah. Being yourself rather than hiding behind a mask typically is a lot better for your mental state. That's true. There we go. Okay.
Ah!
Okay. It's medium jump stuff, man. That's yeah, JD. I get it. Sounds like you were really stressed out. Among other things and thoughts. Yeah. But I'm sure there was probably something else going on in your life that explains some of that too, right? And I'm glad to hear that you're a lot better. And I will say I'm sorry that you ended up getting forced, is what it sounds like. But sometimes that's exactly what you need too, you know? Whether it's a law telling you that you need to go, or it's someone telling you that you need to go, sometimes that's the thing that needs to happen. Well, sounds like you had some people who actually recognized a situation and they dealt with it in a way that you were able to get better. Because there's definitely a fair multitude of situations where guns come out, right? When they didn't need to, as well, right? That seems really minor, though, JD. You know, there's plenty of other states where that could have been permanent. Depending on the scenario. Again, I don't know all the details. And I'm just glad to hear that you're better. You don't know why they choose a week? I'm guessing the thought is, yeah, it's a cooling off period. If anyone sees that you're around you, that you're not doing well, then assuming you have a support structure, then it's a good cooling off period. It's killing my thumb. Light, you killed my thumb. Good. Yeah, having a kid really helped me a lot too. Stressed me out at first, but ultimately a very much more patient person now. Been around kids since you were like 9. Just 9? No, I get what you're saying. Well, that's good. I was nervous because I didn't really grow up with a lot of family. So I wasn't really sure what to expect. You grew up for some reason it was popular to have kids in high school? Sheesh. I can't imagine having a kid at 15 or 16. Woo. Woo. Okay. That's like life on hard mode. Cut your jump when going from the Eerie to the spinning boo part. Getting through that a bit faster will help the vertical ghost line spawn more favorably. I had a feeling that the answer is just go faster, because that's always the answer, right? Nice. The difficulty is going faster. I've been trying to. Thanks, Kat. Shoot. We cut our jumps. Yeah, this is a hard thing. I don't know if this got adjusted. So this is the playtest version that Light sent me right now. I don't know if this got edited in the final version, or if this is just that hard in the final version. But it's hard. It's a really hard thing for me. Might have been changed in 1.1, but not checking. That's fair. That's totally fair. Nasty Triangle. But thanks for confirming that. I do appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, this seems difficult. I can't, actually, Kat. They changed the overworld tremendously. And they changed it a lot between the version I got and where we are. There's 5 more levels added. Tons of details added to each level. So I gotta restart. And I figured if I'm going to restart, I might as well just finish this and then restart. But, yeah, I'm not sure if 1.0 and 1.1 are compatible. They might be. But this being a pre-1.0, it's significantly not going to be compatible, which is fair. However, it's probably a lot easier.
New follower.
Hey, thanks for the follow, new follower. Really appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day. Yeah, this is the playtest version. So this is only 6 exits. There's a lot of this is awkward. You already thought you were falling. That's okay, Lee. You could have stayed anonymous. No one had to know. I wasn't going to say anything. It's okay. I think that I'm following people all the time because I don't look at my followers list a lot. I've got like 1,000 follows. So I completely understand that. But yeah, I'm here every day in the morning till about 1:30ish. Sometimes at 9, sometimes at 10. So thank you for the follow. And by doing that, we're at 4 out of 10 towards another jelly bean. Oh, my thumb hurts a lot. But yeah, it is easier if you use the intended platform to get to the bottom area. This? Damn. I think that's a good pattern. I just did not jump well. That hurts. Music is still different. Yeah, I mean... It looks to me like... This is a lot of like what Light made, and then he handed it to me, and then Sayla and him started working on it together, and they made some edits and maybe added some more levels, and then boom. I don't quite fully know their creative process, but I think it's really cool that I get to see some of that. And I'm happy to share that with you because they were like, yeah, go ahead. So I really appreciate that of them. Because it's certainly like, I want to play other hacks by them. But I'm not skilled enough to really be playing some of their harder stuff. Partially because I don't know any of it, but the other part is just this blower you got is sick. Like, you just kind of, you know, walk up to your desk and you go... Except for, you know, you don't get to hear any of those sounds because I've got this heavily filtered, so I've eliminated all the wind noise. Sorry. It's like a mini leaf blower for your computer. Oh. Oh. I've read about these. I've heard they're the new can of air. That we've stopped using cans of air. And by that I mean, I have 2 cans of air sitting around right now. But yeah, I was about to buy one of those and decided to buy the old trusty can of air. You haven't cleaned out your PC since you made it in 2019? How many bunnies you got? You should probably do that. But yeah, they look really cool. Your DataVac was one of the last things you bought from NCIX before it shut down. That sounds like a computer store we didn't get. is my guess. Gooch. But that's cool. I'm always sad to hear that computer stores are closing, but there's a lot of computer stores that have closed. One of my favorite computer stores didn't survive 2020, unfortunately. And they had enough stock of old stuff to basically make a museum. And I'm always wondering to this day what happened to all that. Linus used to delete your shit posts on their forums. That's funny. But yeah, it was in a really cool computer supply store that sold everything and bought a lot of things that were classic, and it was just like the best computer store I've ever seen in my life, ultimately. Significantly better than any big box store. They had just buckets of parts for everything you could possibly imagine. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing, and it was really a sad thing to find out that they had to close up shop after I'd already moved away. Because I don't know if I'll ever see another computer store like that ever again. It's getting harder to find affordable old... I mean, basically, yeah. Like, the only place to find some of this stuff is eBay now. Circuit City exists up there? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, it's been closed down here for at least 15 years, maybe longer, maybe 20 at this point. That's wild. You have a graveyard under your desk at work with DDR2 RAM and old power supplies. So like this place was located in Silicon Valley, so they would basically buy whole offices of tech companies that would shut down, right? And then they'd just resell whatever they could. And so sometimes they'd end up with some really old stuff. But like they would also end up with some really unique stuff. They would end up with, like I remember walking through one day and finding a Next Cube, which if you don't know, that is the first company that Steve Jobs tried to make computers at after taking a break from Apple, and then he went on to go make Pixar really great, and then he went back to Apple. Like they just had some of the most absolutely rarest stuff. I had to like Google in the store I've never heard of kind of things. And this was 5 years ago, right? Like that I would go to this place. Like they had some old stuff just lying around at a pretty reasonable retail rate. But you could plug it in and see if it works, or they would guarantee that it works. They'd give you a warranty. You know, they were just a computer store. Yeah, if you needed like zip drive technology, easy thing for them. If you needed floppy disks, they got you, you know? Recovery, on the other hand, maybe not so much, but You know, they'd warranty the stuff that they were willing to sell. And that's probably, you know, part of the reason why they didn't make it on the other side of the shutdowns. But yeah, exactly. Like there are still places that require things like floppies or zips, depending on how old your technology stack is and how stuck you are to that technology stack and how many thousands and thousands of dollars it's going to be to replace your technology stack. And so there's always going to probably be a need for that kind of stuff for a long time after you would think it was usable, is what I learned. And unfortunately, I think there's significantly less places that are going to exist like that in the future. And so it's going to be a lot of eBay, you know, purchase and pray. Which, if you buy video games in a retro manner, you understand that there's a chance it doesn't work. That can be really exacerbated when you're talking about things like storage. There's a reason why it, you know, hasn't been used for 5 years. You know, that kind of stuff. Happy Tuesday, Green Chili. Welcome in, Wild Licorice. It's good to see you both. Hope you're all having a great day. And hopefully you're not chewing at the bit on a Tuesday. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Yeah. I mean, I would say most of the time Wild Licorice... The stuff I'm talking about where it's like you need the older technology stack is more a like, we don't want to drop $100,000 so that our computer stack runs DOS with a CD drive for our storage. We'll just keep this old-ass computer that runs our technology stack that's still going to run DOS, and we'll just figure out how to, you know, buy floppy disks. That kind of stuff, you know.
Costco.
They're living in a... Yeah, like COBOL is a really good example of... They're just living in a age where their company is old enough it's not financially viable to just upgrade equipment over something because it still has to run the old stuff. Whatever they're doing. That's partially why you just emulate nowadays. That, and it's generally easier than finding the console and hooking stuff up. Oh yeah, absolutely. Keeping, you know, a stack of consoles connected is a big chore. That I have subjected myself up to a point to. And none of them are hooked up to stream. Ultimately, either. And the device that I got to do it doesn't even do it well enough. So that's why that goal exists down there. Because... I need something that's way more reliable than the thing that I got in the other room hooked up to the TV in the living room. But yeah, there's a new thing coming out in December even. retro game prices are dumb expensive. They've gotten real bad in the last 4 years, for sure. They kind of came down a little bit, but yeah, they still aren't great. So there is I haven't. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, I think. Who just said that? Gooch just said that. Rad2X. Yeah. That's what Ixuchito just found. I was thinking about getting this. It's been out for a while, really? Because it says it's a pre-order. But whatever. They only make small batches. Got it. So I should probably just jump on this, is what you're saying. Or I just buy the other thing that I was going to buy that was like $10 more. I mean, it beats the Analog NT. Bom, bom. Exactly. Well, also, because they're not making any more NTs, it's like $300 to $500 for an NT on eBay. You figured there'd be more? Yeah, well, I mean, it's still very expensive. You don't get the fetish for the NT, them discontinuing it. Yeah, exactly. I'm not interested in buying a product that's discontinued like that when they're still in business. Like, I don't really want to buy the 64 for a multitude of reasons, mostly because it's a 64. I don't really want to buy their Pocket. If they're going to discontinue things. But I'm sure, you know, if you have one, you love it. It's great. But I'm not willing to pay a bunch. When I stuttered at the idea of buying one in the first place. And that's when I should have bought one. Yeah, exactly. I already bought one boutique item that company didn't even make it, so I don't know where I put it. Yeah, I don't know. I had one. It like last week. Pretty sure it was around here somewhere, but whatever. I bought a thing that does Pico 8, basically. It's kind of like a Raspberry Pi attached to a screen. It's called a Pocket Chip. I bought that on Kickstarter because I thought that was going to be really cool. And I had some fun with it. I mean, you know, Gooch, the way I look at it is, a device like Rad doing that, if that's what they have to do to survive, I think it's totally acceptable, you know? If that's what means that they're making those things for, you know, a decade, that seems better than what Analog did. I don't know what Analog did. I still haven't figured that out. They have not been open about it. But you know, that's the way physical mods for video game systems used to work all the time. Small batches, limited orders. It's mostly a love project, a hobby, you know, rather than an actual like viable business in many cases. You know, it's a side hustle for someone, I guess, ultimately, because they are making money off of it and selling to literal strangers to them. But it is not their full-time gig, clearly, and that's fine, you know? It's a niche product. It's a niche product for a niche in the entertainment industry, I would say. Because even though, while, you know, we're, as gamers, growing as a population, retro gamers still are tiny. You're thinking you're going to save up for a Mr.? I thought about that. The Mr. FPGAs, but I kind of was like, you know, I don't need a project. Wow. Well, that's not my PB, but it's close. Mr. is just too much fun for you. You'll get overwhelmed with the choice to never play anything. I mean, you could easily focus it into, this is my stream console, right? It always has that purpose at the very least. And so at that point, then you know, you have a little bit more of a channeled thought process. But I can understand that I have all the games feeling and I don't know what to do. I get that. Because, you know, I have all of the SNES games and I only really play this one. You know, I have them all. They're in a library, they're indexed, they're in storage, but I've put all of the saves into a folder on my computer, or not saves, all the ROMs into a folder on my computer, because, you know, I'm just that big of an SNES collector. So I can understand that debilitating feeling of having just too many games. Also, you know, I've got almost all the GameCube games I could ever want, and almost all of the all the Wii games I could ever want. So I understand, you know, just having too many of those. And It can be a debilitating choice, and that's why ultimately I went from being when I first started streaming, I was like, oh, I'm going to be a retro gaming channel. I'm going to do things like Addams Family for the SNES and Batman for the SNES or Batman for the NES or Superman for the Nintendo 64. Everyone loves that game, right? And I was like, you know what? No. And I ended up for a while just doing whatever variety games. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? The horror. Donk, that's an amazing Batman emote. Thanks, Krukle. If you want to go, I understand. I completely understand. No, like I played, one of the first games I played on stream was Animal Crossing for the GameCube. Because I had been playing Animal Crossing for the Switch most of the year before. And I was like, okay, you know, a lot of people played Animal Crossing during lockdown. And ultimately I was like, you know what? Let's try the OG. Because I hated that game. I hated the GameCube game. I hated the Wii game. I hated the DS game. I never even touched the 3DS game. Because I was done. I was done trying them. But I was enough of a game collector of Nintendo stuff that I was buying all these things still. Exactly, Krukle. The best part of the Animal Crossing for the GameCube is the NES games. I agree. 110%. I do not need to play Animal Crossing for the Nintendo 64 because I don't have a Japanese Nintendo 64. Or a region unlocked Nintendo 64 either. And I don't plan on region unlocking my Nintendo 64 anytime soon. Partially because emote. There's very few Nintendo 64 games I want to play. I enjoyed having a Nintendo 64 as a child. I played some games that I really enjoyed. I played some games that I really didn't enjoy. And almost none of them have held up for me. The level of nostalgia that I have for the Nintendo 64 is very minimal. Because I think the 3D just kind of sucks at that age. I think PS1 3D isn't particularly great at that time. I think Dreamcast 3D isn't particularly great at that time. Saturn games look terrible. They're probably the worst examples of 3D games at that time. I think one of the best games that's held up from the N64 is Paper Mario. And that's because it's not 3D particularly. It's mostly a 2D game in a 3D space, I guess. Yeah, Donkey Kong 64 definitely didn't. Oh my god. Oh. Alright. With that thought, I think we're done here today. Holy moly. Nintendo 64, you were a console that a lot of people have positive nostalgia for, and I'm not totally sold. Not totally sold. Was the best console of its era, even. I think PS1 probably was. But I didn't have a PS1. I had a N64, and then I got a PS2. So I got to play some PS1 games, and some of those weren't that great either. To be fair, doing a region unlock on an N64 is super simple. I'm sure it's not that big of a deal. I just don't really... I don't have any games for the N64 that I'm super excited about playing. And I'm not aware of any Japanese games that I would want to play. But, you know, if you have a favorite N64 game, let me know in Discord. Because I'm sure there's some strong opinions out here. Like Jet Force Gemini, perhaps. I don't know a thing about that game. I'm going to go look it up. But I'm going to end stream as well, because it's 1:30. And that's when I end stream, typically. So, let's see who we can go raid. Let's see. Here we are. Let's go raid Kolshi. She's playing Baldur's Gate 3. She's been playing Baldur's Gate 3. She's really deep in the game. She really loves the game. I really hope you can go. Well, we're really struggling. I brought up a video on Twitch. That's always a problem for my computer. Between this, that, and the other. All right. I literally can't. Okay. You all have a fantastic day, and I'm glad to hear it, Ixuchidal. No freezing liquid. But how am I supposed to contaminate my thermal paste? You all have a fantastic day, and I really appreciate you all for joining me. And we'll be back with more of this tomorrow. I know you're all excited. Surely. Emote. Bye.